All right, now let's talk The Boys season 4. We're halfway through season 4 right now. First 4 episodes. There's only 8 this season. We got 3 right away. By the time you're listening to this, episode 5 will be out. But we really want to talk about it just because we're halfway through the season already. Aiden, how do you feel about this season so far? I do want to read the IMDb ratings real fast. So, episode 1 has a 7.6, episode 2 is a 7.2, episode 3 is a 7.7, and then episode 4 is a 9.1. So, obviously, I
Yeah,
think we're both in agreement. Episode 4 was the best one so far that we've gotten this season.
easily.
It started a little bit slow in season 4. What do you think? Just compared to other season starts, it feels a little slower, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I compared to the other seasons, I mean, episode one, season three is just insane. Like, we'll never see
Mm-hmm.
anything like that again, and I just feel like they're toning it down a little bit. Not so much as into episode four, season four, episode four, because that's when it obviously we get the whole Homelander origin story, like kind of going back, getting the skeletons out of his closet,
Yep.
and I thought that was great. And I mean, even the scores make sense 100% because season four, episode four was the best so far, and I think it's only going to get better. I don't
Right.
think it's going to get worse because they only have 4 episodes to work with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just kind of want to talk mainly about like some of the character development so far. Homelander is getting older. He's trying to deal with that. Also trying to raise Ryan. There really is like this political kind of line that they're doing in just real life with the Starlight and Homelander stuff. They've done that almost every season though, where they kind of get into politics and they kind of make fun of both sides equally. So like it doesn't bother me at all watching it.
yeah, but that's the thing
Um,
is, I mean, they make fun of him, but I feel like this one's kind of getting more serious.
Right. Yeah. I think with the election coming up in real life, maybe they're doing that
Yeah,
angle, and that's maybe why. Um, but yeah, I think that's interesting. Obviously, you have Butcher, who took a lot of temp V last season, and now he's on a deadline here until he dies. But he's got this like parasite in him that's moving around,
yeah.
and
Looks like he's
last
still got
episode.
powers.
Right, last episode he's getting choked out, and then somehow he wakes up and there's blood everywhere. So I don't know if the parasite. We figure out that he actually takes like normal V to try to combat that. Didn't work. So maybe he gave the parasite inside of him like powers. That's what's going on. We don't know yet. I have no clue what happens. I'm curious to see. I hope we get more in episode 5. Just
Yeah.
figuring out
I mean,
what's going
dude,
on
like
with
just
him.
from these 4 episodes, like we see A Train's gonna die from the character development. Butcher, we don't know if he's got powers, if he's gonna die at the end of the season. Like what's going on. We're still
Hmm.
waiting for the Godolkin 4. Um, like what the the what fucking word am I looking
Sam
for?
and Kate.
Yeah, but even like the aftermath of Godolkin,
Right.
Gen V, and I think that we might see it this episode 5. I think they
That's what.
mentioned it.
Yep.
Also, like Starlight. I mean, I don't really know where her character development is. We all know what's his name's is Frenchie's, um, which I think that Frenchie's getting a lot of. He's getting a lot of spotlight, so I think Frenchie could go. Um,
They're definitely teasing something because we know that season 5 is the last season. Is confirmed. So
yeah,
if you every season they've done, there's been like 8 episodes or whatever. We can assume, with this being only 8 episodes, there's really what 12 episodes left. We could say, right? Unless they do a longer season 5. Hopefully, we'll
no,
see.
it'll probably be 12.
So they're running out of time. So it's like they're teasing something. Like A Train has done this thing where he's kind of working against Homelander, right? And
Hmm.
and kind of helping the boys out as we go on throughout these episodes. So are they teasing? Are they setting up where he might die at the end? I don't know, right?
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, like, I mean, like, A Train would be the only one that I could see actually getting away from Homelander,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, anyone else, like, Starlight can't fight him. The Deep, like, he'll just go right through him. But A
But
Train
maybe
at least
Homelander
can.
goes and kills his family. His nephews. I don't know. Like he's
I
got
mean, that'd be
shit over
insane.
him. Yeah, but I wouldn't put it past Homelander either. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
no, definitely not. But I mean, what they're obviously going for is that the season finale of this season, season 4, will be like the election, and then like they haven't been going off of the comics
Comics.
as as much as people would like, but I think that Victoria Newman gets in office, he kills, and then he's trying to get in office. Or
Yeah.
he's trying to like get rid of the entire government. He wants to make everyone know in that it's stamped in everyone's brains that superheroes are superior to humans,
Yep.
and they won't want like regular humans, puppeteering them and telling them what to do and shit.
Yeah,
He's
and I
going to
think
get a
like
whole army.
I think Victoria Newman is like, I mean, she seems almost more normal where she's cool with humans and soups. You know what I mean? Like she's not as bloodthirsty as Homelander, where he doesn't care about humans at all.
But
Like they're
enough to give
just
her
blood and
own
bones.
daughter V and make
Right.
her a monster. Not even like she has like a good power.
Yeah. And so like I feel like Aiden, the other three seasons, those first three episodes that drop, it's like, whoa, something like insane happens in one of those episodes. Like, they crash into a huge whale or someone walks in a penis hole,
Yeah,
whatever it is. And I feel like the crazy thing of this first three episodes was just like, oh, Victoria Newman's daughter has these like tentacles that come out of her mouth.
yeah,
Right? It's
that,
like
and
nothing
then
crazy.
also obviously
Vada on
Butcher.
ice,
Yeah, Vought
I
on Ice,
guess.
like that was, I guess, pretty good, but it wasn't insane. Like them,
Right.
all the cast members, killing each other and doing shit like that on accident. Like I
Yeah.
guess, and then beating like Homelander's like top 3 fans like with bats. Like whatever happened after that, like they're just living their regular lives. Like
Right.
it doesn't. It's not escalating like how it should be.
Yeah. I
Like
think the craziest thing so far this season has been, I think, is it the Red Room or the Red Door, whatever he calls it? It's where Holander was raised.
Bad Room.
Uh, yeah, the Red Room. Yeah, so he goes back. This is why episode 4 was so amazing. It's a lot of the characters kind of going back on just the way they grew up, right? So, like, or things that have happened in their past. They're doing a lot of reflecting on themselves. Like Huey being able to get rid of his beef with A Train and Homelander going back to his past and being able to confront the people that hurt him as a child or what he felt like was hurting him. And that's what a lot of this episode just felt like. Even like Billy Butcher seeing his a lot of his wife, that has passed away. So I thought this episode was really cool. Anthony Starr's acting, like the dude deserves an Emmy or something. Like he
Dude, we
was
gotta see him on the big
incredible.
screen, man.
He was incredible. That Joker esque laugh he was doing. He said that scene was so
Yeah.
fun to shoot. Like, is awesome.
He's a psycho, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
he's
I mean he's by far the best thing that this show like has, hands down. Like Butcher and
mhm.
him, top 2. Like there's no like this show would be nothing without either of them, and
Yeah,
it's just insane. But I mean, also like I want to make note that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, like we've seen him once, maybe twice, and he hasn't
yeah,
done anything. So I don't know if they're
hmm
trying to set up to like when Butcher dies, like he takes over for him, but you would see more about him. So
right.
I mean, they gotta have like within this next episode or the next 2, they gotta like give him some time. And then
Yeah,
also, I don't know if you've seen like from any of the like trailers and stuff, but Giancarlo Esposito should be returning. Like they should go see Stan Edgar, and
okay.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I was wondering if he's gonna come back, so that makes
No, they
sense.
definitely they had to bring him back because he's just gone doing something. So he's got to have like some kind of plan or something like that.
Yeah,
And also we get to see they mentioned like in the first 3 episodes the soup killing disease whatever that they created
yep. From Gen V.
Gen V.
hmm
Haven't heard anything after that. And then also fuck Huey's
Simon
dad
Pegg.
has
Yep.
yeah, Huey's dad has, he's got powers
V.
now, which is insane. And it's
Yeah.
crazy is that Huey didn't even give it to him. Huey decided that he wasn't going to give it to him, and then the mom
It,
goes ahead and
so, what do you think about that theory that his mom's in his head? Have you
what do you
seen
mean that
that?
she has powers?
No. So, from last season, Butcher took 10 V. Huey took 10 V. Butcher is seeing visions of his wife, who's not really there. So people think Huey is seeing his mom, and his mom isn't really there. So
No,
he's having
because also,
hallucinations.
oh, you're saying that we're seeing her.
Yeah, so we're seeing her through Huey's eyes, but
Oh
she's not really
shit,
there. So
that's
it's hallucination.
that's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't
Because
know
think
if
about it,
that's
we've not seen the mom interact with anyone else but
and
Huey.
she hasn't interacted with Simon Pegg yet, Huey's
No,
dad.
no.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
so it could be in Huey's head, like
I'd
we've
have to go
seen with
back and
Butcher.
watch the one where the nurse is in the room.
The nurse. So I paid a close attention to episode 4, and the nurse is in the room, but she's talking to Huey. So
So
it's
she
very
doesn't acknowledge her
possible.
at all.
Not really, no. So
Damn.
it's very possible that
That'd
he's
be
talking to
crazy. But I
himself.
mean, they're also like Butcher compared to Huey from taking Temp V. Like he has no side effects, unlike
Yeah,
the ear bleeding and stuff like that.
yeah.
So like, I
Well,
think
because dude,
Huey's
like
younger and he didn't take as much.
so he leaves the room and doesn't give his dad the V from what we saw. So like we're assuming that the mom found it in his coat and ended up doing it. Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm
but she
thinking.
was also
So
behind him when he had it in his hand. Then he put it in
yeah,
his pocket real quick. So it
right.
makes
But I'm
sense.
saying he could have subconsciously given it to his dad and thought he did. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
So there is an episode in Diabolical. I don't know if you watched that, but
Yeah.
where the woman who's dying in bed is given V, and she turns into like a zombie thing. So I don't know. Are they going to go that angle? I don't know what they'll do. It's very interesting to see.
I don't think
Um,
so. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy.
okay.
But I have no idea what his power is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be bad. But then again, I mean, that could just be karma from, the boys obviously go and kill Soups.
Yeah, but
So
dude, like,
now you think eventually they're going to have to put down Huey's dad?
I feel like it's gonna end up bad because Kamiko told him no, Butcher told him no. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what? It felt like the wrong thing to do, and he did it. So I feel like it's not
But
gonna
did he
work
do
out.
it?
Right. But I feel like it's just not going to work out where like Simon Pegg is a normal guy again and has powers. I feel like he's going to like not have any mind or dementia, like he doesn't remember anything. I don't know like what's going to happen, but I feel like it's going
See,
to be
but also
bad.
make a huge emphasis that each kid, when they were given V, as children, they always like result in death.
Mm-hmm.
Starlight made a guy blind. Uh, Maria from Gen V killed her parents. All those kids killed their parents.
Yeah.
Homelander killed multiple, people.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, maybe he goes in and kills the mom, or kills multiple people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see that. Yeah, and then other characters that are new that we haven't talked about yet: Sister Sage, Firecracker. They joined the Seven. We were right in our assumptions from episode 3 that she's like giving herself a lobotomy with that
Yeah,
thing.
she is.
I mean, you got to think like that would suck to be the smartest person in the world because you can't turn it off and just relax, and so it makes sense. But that scene was like hard to watch. That scene was gross, right
Yeah,
through
what
her
the
eye
fuck?
or next to her eye. I thought he was gonna take out her eye on accident. That shit
She's
was
fucking the
funny.
deep.
Yeah, Starlight fucked up Firecracker for talking shit about her,
Yeah,
revealing
and
that.
looking shocked at the camera was like she didn't know that it was televised, that she was watching it on TV.
Yeah, so there is like I think it's almost like a year break or 6 month break from season 3 to 4, and you figure out that Starlight was pregnant and had an abortion, with Hugh, and it was Hugh's baby, and so that was kind of interesting to learn. Will Ferrell shows up. I mean, the season has been pretty good so far. It's not compared
It is good,
as
but
a
it's
great of a
just not.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with episode 4, it really heightened things up, and I'm excited to see what
But
else
now we
is to
know
come.
that what was the stretchy arm dude's name? He's dead.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Yeah,
I think.
Ezekiel's blown to
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, he's dead,
So I mean, now
and he
we're
was
like,
season 1.
yeah, and I mean he had good plots and stuff like that. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Firecracker's a good character. I think that it's kind of, I mean, it'll make sense down the road, but I mean, they're usually it's like a parody. Like, what's her superpower? Like, she's just gonna get ran through.
Yeah, she just got
Whoever's gonna, yeah, they're gonna
stirred
kill
or
her.
something.
Sister Sage, obviously, it's like Homelander's therapist. Like, that's all he needs. And the one thing I do love so far about this season is Homelander is fucking off the rails.
Yeah,
And like, especially now, like I remember watching the trailer before we even got that episode of him in the elevator, like bloody, and I'm like, what could that possibly be?
yeah,
And the fact that they didn't show it was bad.
yeah.
I wish they
Oh,
would
it
have
was kind
showed
of
him.
sweet though, too.
Oh yeah, and you know
Like
that
the
like, and
reveal
then
of him in the elevator.
yeah, and then someone said that like half those people are just innocent people. Like, but I guess they're not.
Well, some
Innocent
didn't
'cause they're
work there
doing
when he was
something
there.
bad. Yeah,
Right.
And I mean, right when he opened that elevator and he came down, you know that they were all gonna die eventually. But you see, in that room, he puts that girl who you think that he's just gonna let go, like she was gonna be the only one that he wasn't gonna kill, which is true. But she's still dead 'cause she can't get out. But the
Yeah.
fact that he ripped those people like limb from limb, he didn't laser them. Like there's no laser marks on the wall or anything. Like he literally
No.
just physically ripped them apart, which is terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, because, dude, it's just his mind's breaking more and more and more.
Oh, dude, so good.
It's
And
so
now,
cool.
what's his name's not on the side either? Ryan.
Yeah. He smelt Butcher off him. So here's a question I have. So if he could smell Butcher off Ryan, I wonder if he'd be able to tell, oh, A-Train's been in my apartment, or Ashley's been in my apartment. Like, Ashley took a poop upstairs in his toilet. Do you think he wouldn't be able to figure out?
Has to die, dude.
Right, like they're getting too clumsy or too reckless with going behind his back. I don't know.
No, I mean,
I was
it
thinking
definitely
that.
makes sense. But there's no way they let that like be just you know, a plot hole.
Yeah.
Like, because Homelander should know everything.
Mm.
But even the craziest thing was like go back to season 1 when they have translucent under the pizza shop. Like, there's no way that Homelander doesn't not see it.
Yeah, I think because they originally had him in that zinc container where you couldn't see through zinc, but then they took him out and put him in that thing. So I don't know, but yeah, you're right. I think Victoria Newman's still our favorite character this season.
Oh yeah,
she's the best.
It's crazy that her and Huey are dating in real life. I felt on my knees.
Good for him, Jack Quaid. I know you're upset about that.
Yeah, very.
No, but yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. We're excited to see what happens next. Final prediction: who do you think will die? If you had to pick someone by the end of the season that it's going to die from the main cast,
You think it's one, or you think it's multiple? I think it's multiple.
I mean, we could say multiple. I'm just gonna probably just pick one.
Number one's going to be A-Train.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
Well, I mean, there's obvious maybe you could say Firecracker, Sister Sage. Obviously, one of them probably will die, if not both.
Probably Firecracker.
But from the main cast, I'm leaning A-Train or Frenchie. That's where I'm leaning right now.
I think so too.
I don't think Butcher can die yet. I think you're right. Like, it's Butcher and Homelander. This is the show. So I feel like if it's ending with season 5, they'll keep him alive till then.
Yeah, and that's the craziest thing is then the whole thing about the show is that Black Noir is supposed to be a clone of Homelander, or was it Butcher?
So in the comics he's a clone of Homelander, but they already said Eric Kripke said he thought that was really cool. But the thing is, so in the comics, all the bad stuff Homelander did was Black Noir. And so you're following this villain the whole time, and it turns out at the end of the book, oh wait, he's not the villain. It's someone else. And so he didn't like that ending, even though he liked the surprise factor. So he said he's doing something different. That's why Homelander is not a clone of Black Noir. That's confirmed. He's not doing that storyline. So it's interesting to see where things are going to end up on that front. But yeah, dude, I saw theories too where Butcher's parasite's going to take over, and then in season 5, he's going to be the main villain. Like, I'm seeing crazy shit.
No,
so
Butcher will have someone kill him, or he'll kill himself before that.
Yeah. But dude, it's like a Venom, it's like Venom or something, like some parasite in him that can control him. Because he blacked out and clearly killed him somehow. That's interesting to see. I don't know.
I have no idea. No, I'm surprised that Homelander, when he saw Butcher on Fought on Ice, or it was the first episode, he's like, oh, you got that mass is growing. So he obviously sees it. He would have seen something slithering around. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Dude, and then when he's in the shower in episode 4, you see it going up his spine, on his back.
Dude, and then that's when he blacks out.
Yeah, when he's blacking out, you see it twitching like crazy in his head.
And it's getting bigger. Because it was small, and now it's probably about this long.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious to see it. I mean, hopefully, here we go. He sees, they end up going in with the Godolkin kids. What was her name? Maria Monroe?
Yep.
So he goes and she sees it, and then she gets it out. And it could be some nasty thing.
Yeah.
Or, she
like
just...
a big snake?
Yeah, and then now he's alive. He's not going to die.
Right.
So I think that's good. And I think that she should be able to use her powers for good and cure Butcher.
Yeah.
But then also, what's her name has it too?
Oh, Victoria Newman?
Yeah, Victoria Newman.
Yeah.
But obviously
so far from what I've seen, the Godolkin 4 aren't in any episodes listed, but Sam and Kate are listed, I think, in episode
The
4
next
and
one.
episode 8. Yeah, so I mean that's just rumors, obviously. We have a pretty good idea they're going to be in the next episode, but we don't know about the finale. It'll be interesting to see. There's a lot of different ways they can go with it. You got to think there is soups out there that could probably get that thing out of his body or cure him or something. I don't know, somewhere out there. You think?
Definitely.
But yeah, that was
Well, I
our.
mean, that's the other thing, real quick. I mean, like
Mhm.
the other seasons are good because they're using other soups. They're going around finding, these unique like soups, to help with their cause. And I
Right.
feel like we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
And
No,
normally
we
they're
haven't.
good for about like 2 or 3. Like Haley Osment when they see him, Haley
Mhm.
Joel Osment or whatever the hell that guy's name is.
Mhm.
He could see like the truth and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Tech Knight.
Yeah. There's so many people. Yeah, they mentioned Tech Knight in episode 4 too, so he
Yeah.
might come back and yeah. Um, but yeah, that was our thoughts on the Boys season 4 so far. Like I said, we will review that once the season comes to an end. Next week, we're planning on doing A Quiet Place Day 1, which I saw only has a budget of like $73 million. I almost said $73. $73 million, which is kind of crazy for a blockbuster thriller horror movie, whatever you want to call it. Because 73 is pretty good when you consider that Secret Invasion season 1 was like 220 million for Marvel. That a movie like this made is only made for 73 million.
It's
So
gonna be
I think we're
good. I
gonna do
mean,
that next
3's
week.
pushing it, but it's gonna be a good movie. I mean,
Yeah.
we thought the second one they didn't need. It ended up being
No.
better than the first. So
It did, yep. Yeah. Cillian Murphy.
yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna go see that.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, thank you guys. Let us know what you think.